Okay, everybody, we are talking about hints, allegations, and things left unsaid. Specifically, that's a very, very fancy way of saying rumors and how dangerous they can be. And normally we talk about, at least for news, when you assume something's happening or when you start making stuff up or you pass along bad information. Landon Aidlet is now in my world, and it's a weird place to be. But you are actually starting to kind of experience kind of that dynamic, Landon, because like what we found out last week is a lot of people use tools like Windy and the 10-day forecast, and everybody was like, oh my god, there's something on the way. That proved not to be the case.
Yeah, and we get those questions all the time during the wet season. And I mean, it's mid-October that these emails and phone calls and messages started coming through. Usually this happens around August, but not to the extent that it did last weekend. I was receiving a ton of messages, phone calls. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Is this another one? Is this another threat? And so the forecast on some of these weather apps was showing the long-range forecast models outwards of 8 to 10 days into the future. Once you get past 6 days, remember, that's La La Land. That's in the realm of speculation and tabloids. And so that's what was the case. And I'm gonna turn my screen
Perfect
around.
way to phrase that. Tabloids. Yeah, it's tabloid weather
Yeah,
news.
it's all for entertainment at that point. So last weekend, around October 14th, 15th, and 16th, some of the long range models were showing a typhoon sitting right about here. Obviously, we have nothing there. It's all trade winds, and it's all trade winds all the way to the dateline. We have some junk over here with some upper level disturbance going on, but otherwise, it's all trade winds across the region to east of Guam and the CNMI. No tropical weather threats, um, at least for us, at least for the next week and a half, because that's really within the realm of reality. And so when these forecast models are spinning up these tropical cyclones, especially beyond 6 days into the future, you have to take it with a grain of salt because that can change significantly in the next 6 hour forecast model and then onward over the next several days. And we saw this supposed tropical cyclone keep getting kicked down the road. And now it's not even there in the forecast models. And so that's the good news for us is we have no tropical cyclone threat right now. We're not looking at a typhoon tomorrow. But you have to take it with a grain of salt because we are looking at these forecast models. So trust us when these rumors are sharing and being spread on social media and WhatsApp. Contact the weather service. Go to our Facebook, our Facebook page. Are we communicating any threat? Because we will be communicating if we have a significant emerging tropical weather threat.
Yeah. So basically, so if you're on Facebook or if you're on Instagram, everybody, I mean, I know it's real tempting to just hit that share button, maybe hit the message button and message Landon and his crew over because I know you guys have a response metric and you say you try to respond to everybody and you do, but usually like within 20-25 minutes.
Correct. And we like to pride ourselves in our customer service because we are the government and
it's free.
the
You guys aren't
government
invoicing
experience.
anybody for this.
Yeah, the government experience is not always a good one, but we like to be the top of the class when it comes to federal government agencies.
And just the fact that if a bad piece of information, regardless of how innocuous and everything like that, it can have really, really wide sweeping implications and everything like that. And that's when things start going sideways.
And we were getting those. I was getting messages from people in Saipan telling people in Guam to cancel your plans. They'll come up here. We have a typhoon coming. And so it's messages like that. And so you have to, again, take it with a grain of salt because things change, especially when you're looking way beyond a week into the future. That is the tropical weather.
And you guys out there, and everybody's into analytics these days, and everybody's doing, data science. And you guys are a very data-driven operation over there at the National Weather Service. And so, you know better than anybody. It's the amount of data you have and how much evidence you have that is already passed, plus the element of time. How close are you to actually and the more of those you get a much better idea of what's actually going to happen.
And let me tell you this, in the wet season, I've been a forecaster out here for 13 years and then 2.5 years in the Marshall Islands. Sometimes a 12-hour forecast is up in the air because things can change so dramatically quick that even a 12-hour forecast may not be that reliable. And so you have to look at the trends, the possibilities, and best communicate those because we have to keep the possibilities in mind, but also convey a message of some degree of certainty so that the people can take it, receive it, and take actions accordingly to the best.
Okay, now if I
forecast
can pass
available.
along a little bit of information about what I've known for 25 years, everybody, and what Landon now knows very, very well with his experience over there. I know if you want to share it, you get like a little bit of social clout, for whatever that's worth, or say like, oh, I shared this bit of information before anybody did. If you get it wrong, right? This is the key of what I do for a living, right? If you should happen to get that wrong, people aren't going to trust you the next time. I don't care if they're your classmate, your best friend, you go to church with them, like whatever. You give them bad information, they are going to be highly skeptical of the next time you come out. And on
That's
social media, that's everything to you.
that's exactly it. And I've told people even since Belavin a couple of weeks ago, I say we're not going to be the first ones to say something's going to happen, but we aim to be the most reliable and the most accurate. And so you're
Right
going to
on.
see the rumors passing around on social media. You're going to see these graphics from weather apps sharing on social media. We're going to try to be more accurate and reliable, and that we have the credibility on our side versus being first to say this is going to happen because it might not happen.
Right.
And
Well,
so a lot of times
by the way,
people
Rumors, a very, very underappreciated song by Lindsay Lohan. That was like her one big single when it came out. People
I'll
forget
check that
about that
out.
one.
But you
If there's a
notice,
song called Credibility, I'm not aware of it.
but you notice when it comes to rumors and being first, people are talking loud. It's like we have a typhoon coming and watch it. But then things start to change, so we start talking a little bit quieter. And well, I didn't really say that, but kind of
Yeah.
get quieter. So keep that in mind.
So message the good folks at the end. I mean, literally, they are waiting around, waiting for a message to come in so that they can, educate you, interact with you, be friendly, give you peace of mind, and set you straight.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And weather-wise, again, no tropical cyclone threat for us in the week ahead. We have this surface trough passing just to our south. A lot of rain showers and thunderstorms for the outer islands of Yap, but for Guam and the Sinai, just trade winds. A few more showers for Guam on the south side of the islands, but otherwise, we're looking at trade winds, moderate trades around east winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And that's going to carry us through much of the week with very little action. Looking at the radar, we got these little spotty showers passing over Guam. They could be briefly heavy at times. We have this stuff moving up on Jigo and Dededo right now. Briefly heavy showers, they're going to be moving right on by. So we don't expect any flood problems out of the weather, at least in the next couple of days. So otherwise, really not a bad week ahead.
That is a forecast that I can get on board with, and that's very, very reliable information because again, you're basing this on a lot of information that has already transpired, and the fact that these are 4-hour forecasts, so it's just happening. So this is information that you can go with.
Yes, absolutely. And so always stay tuned because we're in the tropics, we're in the wet season. This is peak typhoon season. Stay up to date. You know where to find us, weather.gov/GUM.
That's it. And that is the word, everybody. So trust Landon and his crew over there at the NWS because they're doing a really good job. Landon, and we trust you and we appreciate you for everything that you do for us, man.
Thank you, Jason, so much.
All right, have a good one.